Julie McLennan. The fallacy I will be presenting is appeal to emotion. Appeal to emotion can be defined as the attempt to persuade someone of a conclusion, not by offering a good argument, but by trying to arouse the reader's feelings of fear, guilt, pity, anger, and the like. You can find appeal to emotion in everyday life arguments. For an example, speeches, politics, advertisements, and even in the classroom use appeal to emotion. A student crying, asking for an extension because of an emotional event happening is an example of appeal to emotion. The student is trying to guilt the teacher into giving them an extension. As we can see on the slide, we will discuss if appeal to emotion is a strong argument or a weak argument. A strong argument is defined as an argument that provides evidence that will convince a reasonable audience that they should accept our conclusion. A strong argument has strong premises that convey the audience to accept their conclusion. Appeal to emotion does not provide evidence or facts. Instead, it manipulates the audience by playing with their emotions to accept their conclusion without factual premises. No logical support to provide to the conclusion. This is why appeal to emotion is a weak argument. A weak argument is an argument that fails to satisfy one or both of the criteria for strong arguments. As mentioned in the previous slide, the fallacy weakens the argument because the arguer uses emotional appeal instead of suitable facts, meaning that there are no good facts provided, only a scenario. Appeal to emotion can also weaken an argument because instead of using evidence and facts, they use opinions and experiences that are not backed up by facts. Therefore, it misses the factual evidence to make it a strong argument. On this slide, the question asks, is appeal to emotion a logical fallacy? And the answer is yes. A logical fallacy are common errors in reasoning that will undermine the logic of your argument. Fallacies can be either illegitimate arguments or irrelevant points and are often identified because they lack evidence that supports their claim. Appeal to emotion lacks evidence in their argument. It is used to trigger emotion of an audience to acquire the approval of the conclusion. Therefore, there's no factual evidence in the actual argument. On this slide, I put a cartoon example. This is an example of appeal to emotion because he's manipulating the emotion of people walking on the streets. He's doing this by saying he has 3 mouths to feed, making it seem like his family is in need, but in reality, it's just him. That's why they have 3 mouths on him. That's what represents the 3 family. The homeless man is using children to try to guilt people into giving him money. A real-world example of appeal to emotion is the advertisement UNICEF creates.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to carry me home. Children are dying every day from hunger and sickness. Innocent children, just like this one. These children are facing death right now. But with your support and just 50 cents a day, we can save them. Please go online or call this number and join the U.S. Fund for UNICEF for only $15 a month. It's just 50 cents a day, and you'll deliver emergency medical care, vaccines, and life-saving nutrition to the children who could die without it. It's just 50 cents a day, but it'll mean the difference between life and death for a child waiting for help right now. Coming for to care. Reach out to that child so they never have to look into the face of death again. Go online or pick up the phone now. Swing.
Instead of the companies advertising information and facts, they try and achieve the advertiser's objectives by arousing powerful emotions rather than logical appeal. This is the strategy companies are now using. In the UNICEF commercial, they are manipulating the viewers by using a song that has a soft tone with emotional videos and photos. If they would have used a happier song, like Happy by Pharrell Williams, it wouldn't have appealed to emotion as much, because it would evoke a happier feeling. Also, in the video, Alyssa Milano, a celebrity, says that the children are dying every day and 50 cents can help, but there's no evidence in the video to back this up. They're using the words death and hunger to trigger sadness or despair. UNICEF is most likely trying to guilt and sadden the viewers by showing starving kids and families. The next real-world example is a speech by Mary Fisher.
To my children I make this pledge. I will not give in, Zachary, because I draw my courage from you. Your silly giggle gives me hope. Your gentle prayers give me strength. And you, my child, give me the reason to say to America, you are at risk. And I will not rest, Max, until I have done all I can to make your world safe. I will seek a place where intimacy is not the prelude to suffering. I will not hurry to leave you, my children, but when I go, I pray that you will not suffer shame on my account. To all within the sound of my voice, I appeal. Learn with me the lessons of history and of grace, so my children will not be afraid to say the word AIDS when I am gone. Then their children and yours may not need to whisper it at all. God bless the children, and God bless us all. Good night.
So the last part of Mary Fisher's speech that I just showed was an example of appeal to emotion. Appeal to emotion is used in politics to make an emotional connection to the audience instead of sharing facts and the benefits. Politics use this to persuade people into a certain political viewpoint. In this example, Mary Fisher is using her kids and family to convey the emotions of the audience to feel for her kids' future. The argument was weakened by the fallacy because she used her children's future to convince the audience that AIDS isn't something to be afraid of. By using this, she connected to the parents in the audience. So how to avoid? To avoid using only appeal to emotion, we need to make sure that our argument is based on logical and factual claims and evidence to back up the factual claims. We also need to make sure that we support the facts. Throughout the modes of reasoning course, we have learned a lot about fallacies, biases, how to argue, and argument structure. One fallacy that is similar to appeal to emotion is appeal to ignorance. This fallacy does not provide evidence to disprove the premises. There's no evidence involved with the fallacy, just like how appeal to emotion doesn't have evidence as well. Both of these fallacies do not seem like they did a ton of research, due to the fact that their premises are entirely based on personal claims. Some questions I'd like you to think about is, would this fallacy be effective if it was used with facts and evidence? How can we make appeal to emotion a strong argument? Thank you for your time.